Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stand. It is match day, road trip time. Road trip, I am happy to say, on a Saturday with a 3 o'clock kickoff. It's just given me time to have a bit of a normal Saturday. Hence why I'm out now, just doing a couple of little bits, running around. I might even go and get a little bit of an haircut before match day, but the simple fact that United are playing at 3 o'clock on a Saturday deserves a celebration on its own, in my book anyway. It just looks and feels like a normal football weekend, and it's a big one. We said at the start of the week that this was a massive week for United. Not any in particular game that was going to be a big game, but a big week. Two-week break after today. Brentford on Wednesday, West Ham today, Saturday, and we needed to win both games. If we won both games, pretty much catapults us right back into the top 4 flight, because everyone around us is having a little bit of a brain melt and a meltdown, which is good for us. I mean, I didn't think we were going to make top 4, considering what I was watching and where we was and how everything was going in the league. But all of a sudden, the pressure seems to have hit nearly every single club that's competing alongside us for the top 4, including Chelsea. Chelsea, shocking form really. I think they've won winning 5. I didn't even realise it, but just looking at the last 2 games they've had, obviously 1 point from 6. We've got games in hand on Chelsea. Obviously Spurs have got a lot of games in hand on us, but let's be fair, Spurs, I think, looking at them not spending any money in the January transfer window, looks like 1 injury, 1 or 2 injuries, it's the usual Spurs. The fact that Conte's working wonders with that team at the moment is the only reason they are in the position they're in the league. Anyone else, we wouldn't even be talking about Spurs, let's be honest. So I don't think we need to worry about Spurs as much, more Conte, but if they lose a couple of players, there's only so much he can do. But yeah, this has opened up completely for United. It's down to us now to take it by the scruff of the neck and go, you know what, let's not talk about being in transition, let's not talk about new manager, interim manager, let's just get on with it. Let's take advantage of what we got, because the team is good enough. It should have been challenging for the title, never mind top 4. We said that at the start of the season. Obviously, everything that's happened has completely put us back on that side of things. But honestly, I'm looking at it now and going, yes, the window is there, the window of opportunity. We have to take it. West Ham today is a big game. It's a massive game for United today. And in terms of who I would play, team selection, what I'm expecting from the game, I've gone with 1-0 United. I think we will win. I think we will back up Wednesday's result against Brentford with a win, go into the 2-week break over winter and actually work on some things on the training ground. Nowhere for these players to hide, you know what I mean? Get this win under the belt, then we're not playing till the 4th against Middlesbrough. But today against West Ham, I think it's an opportunity. I've heard Moyes speaking a lot in the press recently. I've seen the performances, they're not quite there. COVID and games being called off, I'll admit, yeah, it has sort of hampered West Ham a little bit. But honestly, I think it's only an excuse because they're playing a certain amount of games and other teams are not. Normally at this time of the season, everyone's playing loads and loads of games. If you're in all sorts of competitions, and West Ham being in Europe, squads get stretched and all that, but he is doing a little bit of moaning, which is a clear sign that a manager is not happy with where his team is at. And he knows players aren't fit, he knows players aren't completely ready, and that's why David Moyes is kicking off. So I look at that and I go, window of opportunity for United here. Not quite there, West Ham, not firing all cylinders. Antonio not at his best. Can't play 2 games in a week for some reason, this lad. I don't know what that's all about. But I've not seen much of Antonio that really scares me recently. I watched him against Leeds the other day and I was not impressed. I thought Leeds handled him very easily, and we all know how much Leeds have been struggling. So honestly, not too concerned about Mikel Antonio. That could come back and bite me on the ass, because he is a great player, obviously. That brings me on to our team and our defence. Now, I would have been happy just to go with the normal back 4 with De Gea in goal, because I think they have been our brightest spark in terms of, well, Ralph's been in charge anyway. But as we all know, the scumbags that do live in Manchester, unfortunately, have well, we've seen it before with players' houses being broken into, and Victor Lindelof has had to go back to his native town, back to Sweden, such, with his family, to be with them, and will not be available for the game today, which is a bit of a disappointment because Lindelof has been steady, this season and improving alongside Varane. And I really wanted to see that partnership grow. And I don't want to dig out Harry Maguire here, but I think he's the luckiest guy on the planet. He really is. And I shouldn't be saying look because of what's happened to Victor Lindelof, and I feel really ashamed that this has happened within Manchester sort of boundaries and someone's done this to Victor Lindelof. But Ralph's already come out in his press conference yesterday and said, look, Maguire will start, and he will start as captain. I know I don't want to feel like, and I don't want to be talking in a negative tone regarding any particular player, but I just feel like he's lucky to be in the team, if you understand what I mean by that. He really is lucky to be in the team. Bailly's away on AFCON. Jones is Jones. I don't know where he's at with his fitness after his one game, and if he is 5th in the pecking order, then it's probably about right with him. But he played well. The one player who has been letting us down every single week when he's played is Harry Maguire, and he's rolled back into the team today as captain, and it just annoys me. It really does. I'm gutted for Victor Lindelof, because this gives Maguire now the opportunity, and every player should have the opportunity to come back in, but not in circumstances like this in my book. I know everything dictates how things change, and we never know what's around the corner, and life is life, but it just pisses me off. I'm sorry, it really does. And Maguire could turn up today and have a really good game and then hit his straps again, and I will be pleased for him. But does that then leave Victor Lindelof on the sidelines in coming weeks when he comes back, or does he roll straight back into the team now that the captain's back? You can see where I'm getting at and the problem that might actually cause. I just feel like he doesn't belong there, and there's other players that should be in front of him, and it's just rolled out the way it has. The carpet's basically rolled out for him to just stroll straight back into the team, and it really just annoys me. That's all I'll say, it just annoys me. But football is football, life is life, like I said. Varane and Maguire, I expect it to be Dalot and Telles, and then De Gea in goal. Damn it! Midfield. McTominay's got an opportunity today to back up the Brentford game, where in the second half, I think everyone quite clearly stated it was his best performance. It was better than the Burnley game, and I said after that game, that's 2 decent games in 4 days. 4 games for McTominay. Can he back it up? Can he come up against a tougher opposition? Not a weak Brentford midfield, not a weak Burnley midfield, and stand out. If you can stand out now against one of the best midfielders that the country's got at the moment in Declan Rice, the player that everyone in this fan base, or a lot of the fan base, sorry, has said is the one that they'd want to replace a McTominay. Can you stand out against the best today? A Souček, a Rice? Can you compete in that midfield and dominate it like you did in the second half against Brentford? Can you show us that you're more than just a show up every now and then type of midfielder and have a good game? We need consistency at Manchester United, and this is a chance for McTominay today to rubber stamp his place in his team ahead of Fred, and then whichever midfielder comes in the summer will be next to McTominay. Fred's had his chance, 3 assists in 3 games, yes, very good assists as well, but the rest of his game completely balls that up for me, and to be honest, I don't think he belongs anywhere near this team. I don't care about the assist every now and then the clips that people would bring up. They're probably the type of clips that people bring up when he's playing for Brazil. He is dangerous in the opposition half because he doesn't know what he's doing. And because he doesn't know what he's doing, the defence doesn't know what he's doing. He is more of a threat up front. But his passing is atrocious. He's got no strength and he gets bypassed easily. Can you see Souček and Declan Rice having a problem against Fred today? I can't, honestly. They're a level above. McTominay's performance in his midfield, and yet may not grab as many headlines as people who get assists and goals like Fred has on the odd occasion recently, but you know what I mean? He really is the player that needs dropping from this team for me. He's the one that I would go out and say, look, time is up. McTominay showed me a little bit more recently and hasn't taken the headlines like I said, but has done absolutely wonders in midfield at certain stages where he's actually controlled the game and dictated what's happened in that midfield. That's what we need from a midfielder. So McTominay and Matic today for me, that's how I go with it. And then looking at the front line, I'd keep it exactly the same. as what it was against Brentford. I don't see anyone there who deserves to be dropped. Greenwood got his goal. Rashford's still not done enough as well. I know he got his goal. I don't know where Sancho is at the moment. I missed that bit, if it was talked about or not. I know Cavani's in the squad. I honestly wouldn't change. I won't bring Cavani in for the start. I think he's better off the bench anyway. And if he is nursing himself and looking after himself as a player of that age can do, and has every right to do, then bring him on off the bench if we need a goal or a target man or something later on in the game. Cavani can do that for us. But me, I won't change anything. The only changes I'm making is Matic, Fred, and obviously Victor coming out for the circumstances we talked about for Harry Maguire. But that for me is pretty much it. And how I see the game today. Saturday. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I am probably, like I said, just out now, just doing a couple of bits, and then I'll probably go and get an haircut and then head to the game. Guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Road trips on a Saturday afternoon, Saturday morning, sorry, going into the afternoon. I'm looking forward to the game. I've gone 1-0 United. Let me know what you think. Score predictions below, comments everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe to the United Stand, give the video a like, and I'll see you at the game, everybody.